Hey, what's up, guys? It's Eric. Come back at you. So wanted to make a short little video explaining a situation that happened to me the other day. All right, so check it out. So a friend of mine, she said that she wanted to go downtown LA to the fashion district to. She needed to get a bridesmaid's dress for a wedding that she's gonna be in, and she told me if I wanted to go with her because she didn't have anybody to go with her, and I was like, well, you shouldn't be down there by yourself. And so I said, yeah, I'll accompany you. I'll go with you. You know, I was kind of dreading it because not really because these guys, not because of Gangstalkers, but just I don't really like being around a lot of people. You know, kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety. Not that bad, but I choose not to. You know, if I can avoid it. But anyway, I told her, okay, cool, let's go. Well, I'll go with you. I'm gonna pick me up. So we left early in the morning. Like, what time was it? She picked me up about, I don't know, 8 o'clock or so. And so we cruised down there, and the gang stalkers were all over the road. They were already doing their shenanigans of, you know, trying to cut us off, hitting the brakes, sideswiping us, all these things. And I told her she drove, you know, and I told her just be careful. Just, there's gonna be a lot of people messing with us and stuff. And you know, she know I've told her about the whole gang stalking stuff, and she believes what I say, but she doesn't want to hear it all the time, you know. So I don't you can't talk to you can't really talk to people about this stuff. They don't want to hear it, you know. They don't care if it's not happening to you. They don't care, you know. And sometimes it's better to not even tell them about it, because you know, just give them a little bit, because and then they kind of become sensitized to it, you know. And I wish this upon nobody. So, you know, they don't deserve it. Then, you know, it's better that they don't know too much about it. As long as they know about the gang stalking, you know, you don't have to tell them all the different tactics and stuff, because after a while they just stop listening anyway. But yeah, so we go down there, and you know, we park in the structure, and we get off and walk, because you really can't be driving the cars around there. It's just jam packed with cars and stuff. So we park in one of the structures you have to pay for. And let me tell you, man, it was a freaking circus down there with gang stalkers. They're all over the place. Every store, just they're all over, just walking around. Freaking every store I'd go to, there was stalkers. Every store we went to, probably like 10 different stores looking for a dress for her. And one of them, we went into this one store. We go upstairs, and I'm just kind of you know, laying back and letting her do her thing. And there was this one lady that just keeps like popping out from out of the dresses and stuff, and like I was just like, what the heck are you doing? And then she did it like 3 times, popping out like at me, like trying to like act like she's popping out of places and stuff. And I'm like, and I straight up told her, I was like, man, you look like a magician. You be popping out of everywhere. And like, I just acting dumb with her, you know. I knew what she was doing. And then she just kind of went like, like smiled. But she stopped doing it after I said that to her. And yeah, I was just like, it's so stupid, the things they do. A lot of other ones were doing it too, but not really popping out, but just walking by you, or you know, trying to make you feel paranoid and stuff like that. And let's see, like on the streets, everyone's coughing, doing the sneezing, spitting, walking behind you super close, like trying to make you feel like paranoid, like someone's on my ass, you know. What else are they doing? Like, we'd stop at the crosswalk where the intersection is, and they'll make the turn super close to the curb, to where it looks like they're almost gonna hit you. They're like less than a foot away from like swiping you. They do that. And we went into what else? We went into a store where she finally found a dress. All right, so she was trying on dresses before that. She finally found one. We walked in there. We had bought a couple monster drinks, and we took them in there, and the lady was like, "Oh, you can put your drinks down right here." Okay. I didn't think anything of it because, it's a store. They don't want you to drop your food on their clothing or anything like that. It was normal. No big deal. Um, so she's like, you put them down right here. So we put them down over here, and the dressing room is like over here, on like more on the right side, and I couldn't see my drinks, so I want to pay attention to them, and so my friend goes in, and she's in the dressing room, and she's changing, and I couldn't see the drinks, so I was just like, but I kept seeing the girls go over by the drinks, and I was like, why do they keep going over there? And I was getting a bad feeling, and it was weird because like 5 minutes later, after the girls had been going up and down to buy the drinks, like the lady was like, "You can grab your drink if you want," like that, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool," but I just left it there, right there, and then I started getting a weird sense, like I feel like God was telling me, uh, "Don't drink it," I just got a weird feeling, and he kept telling me like, "Don't drink it, don't drink it." They did something to it. That's what's going on in my mind. And I was like, all right, is this you, Lord? This is you telling me? I kept getting this feeling, and I was like, okay. And then so after she had found the dress and everything, she paid for it, whatever, and we were uh, we were about to leave. So she goes, my friend goes and grabs our drinks, and I told her I put mine in the front of the drink of the front of where we put them. And I'm like, so mine's up here on the front, okay? So that way, that's yours. And she's like, okay. So she brings the drinks. She had mine on the right hand, and she's like, this is yours, but it feels like there's more in it, because we had already been drinking them. And then when she had said that, in my mind right away, I was like, oh, confirmation from God. Something, they did something to it, and I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't drink it, and I was watching my friend that she doesn't drink hers. And then when we were walking out, I told her, don't drink it. I'm like, because I had a bad feeling that they did something to it. And she's like, are you serious? Because she believes in God too. So she believes a lot of things I tell her. Like she'll believe what I tell her. So she didn't drink it. We went outside, and we threw them away, you know. And yeah, I just had a bad feeling that they did something to it. Something just felt off, So listen to your gut feelings when you have a feeling that something's wrong or something. Trust it. It's God. But yeah, man, it was crazy. It was a damn circus down there, you know. But I gotta be honest, within an hour of being there, and like of all the people like messing with you and stuff, like I gotta be honest, like I felt desensitized to it. Like it became, it was good training. It was a good training session, like to be out in that environment of craziness. That it's coming at you left and right. So it was like it's just like, okay, so they're sensitizing you to all this stuff, right? Trying to make you paranoid and all that, and it's like, but when you put yourself in the line of fire of it, it's almost like you become desensitized, because it's like think about it, like when before a soldier goes to war, they're training them, right, and stuff like that, and then they're not used to bombs going off, grenades going off, uh, you know, guns going off, machine guns and everything, rockets being launched, and all kinds of stuff. They're not used to that stuff. So, like, the military has to sensitize them to all the loud noises and the bombs going off, grenades going off, all these things, right? So they have to sensitize them to it, so they get used to it. It's kind of like the same thing. By putting yourself in the line of fire, you become desensitized to it, you know. And their stuff is pretty predictable, so it just becomes like your new normal, you know. So it's actually a good training to actually get out there into those really heavy spots, you know, because it after a while it just kind of, I gotta be honest, like within like an hour it kind of just went away. I wasn't even sensitized to it anymore. I was just like, I'm not even tripping about this stuff. Like, you know, LA's crazy anyway, so but but yeah, it almost like went away, you know. So it's good training to put yourself in the line of fire sometimes. Like you just gotta know that this is like your new normal. This is the new life you live in, you know, because it's not going away. So you got to sensitize yourself to it, you know, and basically you got to desensitize yourself to it because it's a new normal. This is the new life you're living in. You got to live with these weirdos around you and stuff, you know. So we went to go tailor one of her dresses, right? And it was upstairs, like an upstairs building, and we went up there, and there was two seats by the window, okay, and so we had our backs on the window, like sitting in these seats, and so I pay attention to a lot of things. I'm very observant, and you know, I'm in my mind, I'm thinking like, how do they know things? You know, how do they know this? Okay, so I was just looking straight. Me and my friend were looking straight, and we're at our backs against the window on these chairs, right? And I turned my head to the right, right, like this, just like this, and all of a sudden here comes someone walking by, really quick. And that's what they do. Like they want to, like, as soon as you're in their sight, boom, they want to do things, you know. So I was thinking about that. I was like, how is it that they knew? You know, how did they know that quickly that I would turn my head to the right? You know, is it magic? Is it that? Nah, it's not magic. It's nothing like that. They're watching either from the cameras, like the camera that's inside the building. They're they're either hacking the cameras, and they can see you, and then they're giving word to go when they tell them, or there was people in the way back viewing me for like with binoculars or something, and you know, they give the order of like, okay, he just turned his head, go, you know. But yeah, so they're either hacking the cameras, or they're just giving, or they're watching you really close with binoculars or something from the back end, and they gave orders like, go. He turned his head, you know, and because how that's so quick, you know. I turned my head for like a split second, and all of a sudden someone goes by. I mean, you got to be really watching to see, you know, to make that, to create that act that quick. You got to be watching like closely. So it's either the cameras, or they're just watching with binoculars or something that quick, you know, from far away. But yeah, downtown LA, man, it was a freaking circus, man. A circus. but that, I mean, that's, you know, that's just another scenario. But I've been in like I've gone to like Walmart. They're all up in that piece too, man. They're everywhere. Like they just have people posted up in there to like, they're probably part of those um like loss prevention, like security, like the ones that are undercover and they're just floating around in there. So they probably like, they probably interact with the whole Gangstalking thing too, you know. Tell them like, go buy them, go do this, go make your presence known, walk by them, you know, get close to them. So it might not even be like the actual gang stalkers. It just it all blends into one, you know. And but even downtown LA, it was they're everywhere, man. They're all like contracted with all the businesses. Every time I'd walk by a business, like the owner would come out walking, right, like right there. As soon, he would meet me right as soon as I walk by, boom, meet me. You know, sometimes they do that normally, but yeah, they're just in every business. They're contracted with the businesses, like I've even looked up like InfraGard or whatever, and yeah, anybody can be involved with like InfraGard as long as you're either you own a business or you work in a business, yeah, or whatever. So yeah, it's probably InfraGard. You know, you're going downtown LA, man. Be prepared. You gotta, you know, be sensitized to the war that's happening out there. But yeah, it's good training to just go out there and, you know, desensitize yourself. It's a pattern, you know, which is kind of dumb because see those patterns, predictable patterns, they can be exposed, you know. So that's what's gonna get them caught is the predictability of it. You know, we already know what they do. These things can be filmed and they can be exposed. You know, that predictability is gonna get them caught. But but yeah, just a short little video. Just want to tell you a little scenario that happened with me, man. It's crazy out there, guys. But anyway, I'll end it here. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and God be with you guys. You guys take care. Love you.